Hey, it's Scott. Welcome to my channel, San Marcos Makes. So I recently heard of this dish, made it for the first time, and it was so good, I pretty much immediately had to turn around and make it again for this video. Super easy video that you can make. This recipe is so easy, anybody could make it. It only requires a few ingredients. Let's see what it takes to make this wonderful ham and corn chowder. You are not gonna wanna miss this one. All right, so let's talk ingredients just real quickly. I'm not going through them all, but this is the majority of what you're gonna need. Stock, vegetables can you pick. I like a little bit of potatoes in the chowder, definitely some onions, some celery. Then you're gonna need some corn. Frozen corn, canned corn, whichever one you wanna work will work just fine. Gonna need some ham. Now, leftover ham would work fine. This is just a slice of bone-in ham, worked out good. Need at least about a pound. The star of the show will be the bacon. Trust me, at the end, you also need a little bit of bacon. But, other than a little bit of salt, a little pepper, maybe a little bit of flour, this is all you're gonna need. I'm gonna go ahead and prep everything, and then we'll be at the stovetop. All right, so we have celery, onion, just a rough chop, no big deal. The ham, same kind of thing. Big pieces, small pieces, whatever you like. In a soup, we are gonna take a soup bowl. I'm using this cast iron enamel. Take some butter as our fat, but you could easily use whatever your oil of choice is, vegetable oil, whatever. We're gonna completely melt the fat, and we're gonna add our vegetables. I'm only using onion and celery, but you could easily add carrot. Later I'm gonna add potatoes, I just don't have them in there yet. But right now I'm just gonna basically cook the onion and celery down, get just a little bit of color, mainly soften them, get a little bit of flavor. This time you also want to add a little bit of salt. I'm using kosher, and I'm pretty much out of black pepper, so I gotta get the already ground kind. But put a little splash of salt and pepper. We're gonna cook this down a couple minutes, then we're gonna add the ham in. All right, so we cooked these down, got a little bit of color. We're gonna add the ham in, and just cook this for just a few minutes. So I did about 1.5 potatoes, russet potatoes, but you could really use any potato. I want to just kind of a nice little dice. Get that in there. Mix this up. All right, after you've got it good and mixed up, you want to grab somewhere in the ballpark of about 3 tablespoons of flour. So just gonna do a couple scoops. This will be your thickener or one of your thickeners. We're just going to stir this up and start to cook the flour. Kinda roux-ish, but we're obviously not putting a ton of color. But you want to at least cook it just for, I would say, about 2-3 minutes to get that flour taste out of it. You don't want it to burn though, so just keep it moving around. So it's been a few minutes. I'm gonna get just store-bought. I am out of chicken stock, homemade chicken stock. After struggling with the chicken stock, I got it open. We're gonna pour 4 cups of chicken stock. So these boxes are 4 cups, but 4 cups of chicken stock. Need to stir this around. And we're gonna let that cook for about 10 minutes. We're trying to make sure the potatoes are cooked. So I changed my mind a little bit. I'm actually gonna add 2 more cups of chicken stock. So half container. This felt like there wasn't enough juice, but we'll see. Part of home cooking, right? That. All right, we're gonna let this cook about 10 minutes. So after your potatoes are pretty done, I'm gonna add in the corn. I'm adding a bunch of corn. This is a pound of corn, so like 2 cups of corn. Some people may not like that much corn. I want potato, ham, and corn in every single bite. So, if that's you, you're gonna have to add quite a bit of corn. You can see this is really thickening it up. And the reason I just put the corn in after the potatoes, I want the corn still to have a good bite to it. So I don't want to overcook and make corn mushy. Now we're gonna let this cook for 3 or 4 more minutes, and we're gonna add the final touch. Obviously, if at any point taste it, salt, pepper, you want to add some onion powder, garlic powder, herbs. Before you eat, one thing you definitely want to do is take a whole pound of bacon, whole package, cut it up, and we are gonna cook it. We're basically making big bacon bits. Don't buy bacon bits, make your bacon bits. But just gonna cook it down. You want a crispy bacon. You don't want it burnt, but crispy. So we're just gonna cook it in the cast iron. Just simply stir, probably take 5 to 10 minutes. Pull it out, and you're gonna see what we're gonna do with that. So the final step in the cooking of the soup, you wanna stir in, let's make it the chowder, about a cup of heavy whipping cream. And stir this in, and really your soup is done. Now if you wanted a little more creamier, you probably wouldn't add any more cream, but you could definitely add some milk. But this is right where I want it. All right, everything is done. So, as I promised, the topping, put a little crumble of bacon. Oh, those bites are spectacular. But I'm gonna do one thing different that I have not tried, but I am positive it's gonna put it through the moon. I'm gonna sprinkle just some diced fresh jalapenos right on top. Mix it all in, and I know that smokiness is just gonna set it over the moon. Let's try this soup. So we'll mix that up so those peppers get in there, but if you don't like the heat, don't feel like that's a necessary step. It's incredible without those peppers, but I'm really looking forward to those peppers. Is all the ingredients that I put in there. I'm not even gonna look, but I can see peppers, I can see corn, I can see bacon, potatoes, everything in one bite. That's what you're wanting. That's why we put so much of it in there. The crunchiness of that bacon is, ugh. The potatoes and that just mildness of the jalapenos. I really like that. There's so much going on there. It's so good, so easy, and great way to use some leftovers or just make a wonderful soup as it gets cooler. This is easily could be done weekend, weekdays, and you know it's gonna be better the next day. And trust me, I've already had some from the previous day. It is absolutely worth it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do me a favor if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, click subscribe. Please always remember, beans never go in chili. Okra does not go in gumbo, but it's perfectly fine to put pineapple on pizza. And how about those Wimberley Texans making it to the 4th round of the playoffs? Keep it up, Texans.